Well, looks like Bryan Mbeumo has been one of those forwards that have been linked to Arsenal ever since last summer. And last summer we are told January transfer window. Now, what have we been told when it clocked this January transfer window? It's what you're obviously going to be coming out and obviously letting you know about this deal of Bryan Mbeumo. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name and hope everything is really moving on as planned. And we are powered by Mono Gadgets. Mono Gadgets are dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops. And if at all you need a used phone and a used laptop, call them on +256 70 9988 665 and the rest will be history. You can as well come up and have a chat with them if at all you are in need of an affordable smartwatch. They all have that into plenty, and that's what they obviously bring to you in here as the side of to bring you in here as the side of Mono Gadgets. So it's 9th of January. Good morning to the viewers of this channel, and we're here to obviously bring you the latest news and information. Now, in the summer of 2024, we had stories that Arsenal was really patrolling Mbeumo, and he was one of those forwards they're really looking at to sign. And they said they had obviously gone ahead to obviously get his stats right, and they're willing to put in a very, very big push to obviously sign the player. And they said that time reached, and we had information. Reading that Arsenal are really known in for bringing in Mbeumo this or the recently concluded summer transfer window, and maybe they would obviously try it out in the January transfer window. And towards the January transfer window in December, very many stories were linking Mbeumo to the side of Arsenal, courtesy of his performances that everyone came up and obviously appreciated for this guy who goes by the names of Mbeumo. And we are all on the same page that the guy has gone ahead obviously put in a different shift altogether ever since this season went ahead to obviously start. And his stats are really very calling. And when Saka got an injury, everyone was like, Arsenal should go in for this guy, because among his other players that Arsenal are linked to, I think is the cheapest if they are to obviously get in that player. Because if you look at Mohamed Kudus, he will cost Arsenal a lot of money. Nico Williams, he'll cost a lot of money. But I think at £40 million, I think they can get in Bryan Mbeumo from the side of Brentford, and he's still young, 26 years of age. He has just hit his prime. When you look at his performances, they're really out of doubt. He's one of those players that you trust with his performances in there for you. Now, we have Sam True, who works with the Football London. He has told us that Arsenal are reportedly setting their sights on a summer swap for Brentford's Mbeumo, who has been in scintillating form this season with 13 goals in 20 EPL Premier League games to his name. Only Salah and Haaland have outscored him, while Arsenal's current striker Kai Havertz is with 7 goals, and they are really trying to obviously postpone it into the summer. And I'm like, why? Because you can get Mbeumo in the in the January transfer window. And even Play to Goal came out yesterday and confirmed us that understand that Bryan Mbeumo is on Arsenal's shortlist for potential transfer in the summer. The Gunners are looking to strengthen their wing position. Brentford's star player is under contract until 2026 with 13 goals and 3 assists in the current Premier League. And this is where I come out hard at Arsenal, and I'm like, Saka is out injured and underwent a surgery, we all know that. Then the player that came up and obviously showed us that he could obviously try to act as a patch, into that position was Waneri. And Waneri has also gone ahead obviously get himself injured, and he's out for weeks. Now, who is really going to come up and obviously represent onto that right attacking side of the midfield? That is the huge question that everyone is going to be asking himself in the absentia of Bukayo Saka. And them saying that they've postponed their charge for getting in Mbeumo obviously scares me. And I'm like, is Arsenal really wanting to win a trophy? You know, is Arsenal really wanting to win a trophy? Because a team like Man City is closing in on like two players in the January transfer window because they believe they can chase down Liverpool. But Arsenal, who is 6 points behind Liverpool, is like, all right, we don't need any player in the January transfer window. Let's obviously get in. I told you, Arsenal should get in a number 10 and should get in a right attacking midfielder. I've been speaking this for the previous, I think, 2-3 seasons because I know at a certain point X, Saka would break down and obviously Odegaard will break down. And I don't know in which spirit Arsenal went ahead to obviously sell or loan Fabio Vieira. For me, I believe he still had a very huge part to play into the club of Arsenal because right now he would have gone ahead to be the right player to play in the number 10 position when Odegaard was really injured, and even when Saka is injured, he would have gone ahead obviously come up and obviously offer you something different from Waneri of that side because of his composure and swift left foot. And Arsenal might obviously be forced to obviously go out and really cut his loan short because they are really not doing okay, I tell you. And him at FC Porto, he was left out. He was left out recently in a game, and there are rumors that he was really not going to do the needful. When you look at the Liga, it's the Liga Portugal. He has played 9 games, 1 goal and 2 assists, meaning that he's struggling. And in the Taça da Liga, 2 games, 0 assists. And when you look at the number of games that FC Porto has played in the league, you know, it really shocks you that out of those 17 games or 16 games, he has only played 9. It shows you that he is not really hitting the ground running as anticipated, because I think the plan of Arsenal was simple. Let us get him back to where we bought him. He regains and then we sell him. I think that was the plan of Arsenal, but it's not really working on as planned for the club of Arsenal. So I don't think that it's a right decision for Arsenal to obviously not sign a player like Mbeumo because he's there, and you never know. During the summer, he might not be one of those people that is obviously going to come up and obviously be that guy that will give them what they desire. You understand? So as it stands, the side of Arsenal is in for Bryan Mbeumo, but they are looking at the summer transfer window. You understand? That's what they're really looking at. And it's really very absurd for me, you know? Very absurd because I know he's one of those packs that can obviously come in through and really do the needful. And I've been really very hesitant on telling you that all what Arsenal need is a player who is really Premier League proven, like in the January transfer window. In the summer, you can get in a player from anywhere you want. But right now, I think all they need is a player who has come from the Premier League, because he won't need any time to obviously adapt to the league, only putting him into the tactics. And when you look at the position where he plays, I think he can easily thrive because he's a hardworking player, his intensity is right, and his pace is really very important. And by the way, Arsenal can even change their style of play when this guy comes in through, because when you're having Saka, you know to it that you are not direct, you have to build. But when you're having Mbeumo, to obviously be effective, you need him to be, because he's a direct player, he ran into spaces and he's really deadly. His confidence is really high, and I believe he has come of age and of form and of experience to play for a club like Arsenal. He no longer really deserves to be playing in for the side of he no longer deserves obviously to be playing in for the side of Brentford, I tell you. So we wait and see. His manager has come out and really had something to say about this player. He has said in January, I would say good luck. We love Bryan Mbeumo. He loves playing here. He has had a fantastic season, so nothing will happen. He was our biggest miss for 4 months last year, even without Antonin. So the manager is like, this guy is really one of those that is going to hit, obviously, represent to the fullest for the side of has represented to the fullest for the side of Brentford, and they even missed him more than they missed Antonin. You understand? Because Antonin was out for 6 months and returned in January. So he added and said he was our key player, and he has added another layer this season with 5 goals in 6 games. That's incredible, and is creating chances. This was a statement he put out before the player has netted 13. Then he said, I'm convinced he will play for a bigger club. I would buy him if I was a bigger club. We convinced him to stay, and he's very happy here. Our players might need to leave us one day, but a lot of them are happy because we have a top environment with good people. So he's like, big clubs should obviously come up for him, and I think I should obviously do this video, alone, separately, when I'm really trying to address these words of the manager. He's like, top clubs should obviously sign him. Obviously, he's top class. If you don't believe that the guy is top class, then maybe football is not meant for you, because he has done it. And when you look at how he does his stuff, he is consistent. I told people that what makes you world class or top class is consistency. Even if you're playing for a team that is really in the relegation zone, there is no way you're not going to be called top class or world class. Let me give you an example of Jamie Vardy. He went ahead and rejected all attempts of teams to obviously sign him. But when he came in the Premier League, in the first season, 2014-2015, he scored 5 goals. Then 2015-2016, he had to score 24 goals. Then 2016-2017 had 13. 2017-2018, he had scored 20. 2018-2019, he scored 18. 2019-2020, he scored 23. And 2020-2021, he scored 50. Now, when you look at his consistency in scoring goals, obviously, he really reached a level of really being called a top-class player, because he would obviously do the needful and be put in the record shift altogether for the team he was representing. And that's what makes him a different kind of player altogether. So for Bryan Mbeumo, his seasons have been really improving, because in the season of 2021-2022, 35 games, he came up and obviously played 35 games, scored 4 goals and put in 7 assists. Then, in the season of 2022-2023, 38 games, 9 goals and 8 assists. 2023-2024, 25 games, 9 goals and 6 assists. Now, this season, he has played 20 games, he has 13 goals and 3 assists. We all have to admit, he's even 25 years of age. He's obviously going to be making 26 this year in August. So that means even in the summer, he will still be 25 years of age, the Cameroonian international. That is Bryan Mbeumo for you. Meaning that if he comes up and obviously puts in the record shift altogether in his performances this season, he's going to score 20 goals. And you know what it means when you score 20 goals. And if you are Arsenal, this is the best time to obviously sign the player. That's why I'm really very, very agitated. I'm asking, why isn't Arsenal going in for this player? You understand? Why aren't they going in for this player? Because this player has scored 13 goals right now, and when he scores 20 by the end of the season, his price tag might obviously elevate to like £60 million or 70. I tell you. But the only advantage Arsenal has is that the player is left with I think 18 months on his contract. His contract expires in 2026, meaning that by the summer he'll be left with 1 year on his contract. And maybe that's why Arsenal want to obviously look at it and say, all right, we're not obviously going to fidget. We are going to take our time. As we take our time, the rest will obviously be on our side, and we'll put in the required shift all together. So that's exactly what is happening in the world of Bryan Mbeumo. Arsenal are really moving out of the deal, and they're like, we will get him in the summer. You get? That's what Arsenal are really having into their plans. I don't know whether you agree with Arsenal for the decision they are making or not, but they are like, we'll obviously go for him in the summer. That's what you're really getting in through from the side of credible journalists as it all stands in here onto the Rokani Media Football. And hope you guys are really having fun here onto this beautiful channel known as Rokani Media Football. Now, from that, let's obviously cross a little bit to Tottenham Hotspur and see what they're really having for us in here. I don't know exactly what's really happening to my I don't know what's really happening to my recordings, but we are having an 18-year-old South Korean international known as Yan Hyuk has been pushing for a place in Spurs squad to face Liverpool yesterday, and I tell you what, he's one of those players they obviously signed, you know, and when he got signed, a lot really went ahead to happen, and when that a lot went ahead to happen, it really called in for lots and lots and lots of things into the mix for the club of Tottenham Hotspur. And yesterday, Tottenham Hotspur beat Liverpool by 1-0, and looks like Arsenal lost to Newcastle, and then Liverpool has also gone ahead to lose to Spurs. Though Spurs was at home and Arsenal lost at home and Liverpool lost away, and they can obviously turn the result around when they are playing at the Anfield Stadium. And looks like the manager of Tottenham Hotspur is trying to obviously fulfill his dream. He has always told us that in the second season he always wins something, and maybe when you look at how the odds are, if they can knock out Liverpool, looks like Newcastle is going to be in the final, as I cannot trust Arsenal with them going to the St. James's Park and obviously get themselves points. When you look at the team of Spurs that went ahead obviously start, this South Korean international was nowhere to be seen, but he made it onto the bench. That is Yang Min-hyuk. Is it the name right? You know, Yang Min-hyuk. You know, he never made it. He never made it into the squad, like to play, but he was part of the squad, and he never really got himself into the team. But that means he's pushing to see to it that everything really moves on as planned. Now, we are also still talking Spurs. After beating Liverpool, this goalkeeper of theirs, known as Antonin, Kinsky, you know, kept a clean sheet on his debut, you know, days after signing for Spurs from Slavia Prague. 21-year-old, looked sharp and composed. That is Antonin Kinsky. You know, he was in between the stitches and kept a clean sheet and looked really great. And by the way, when you look at how Spurs has gone ahead to suffer with the goalkeeper ever since Vicario got injured, I think they really found themselves losing out on very many games because of the goalkeeper, and he costed them very many mistakes when playing against Liverpool, Man United, which other team is it? Newcastle. But now they were forced obviously sign in another goalkeeper immediately. You know, with Vicario having an ankle injury, they are forced to sign another goalkeeper, and finally they have him in, and he served a very better purpose yesterday night when they are knocking out Liverpool. I think I'm obviously going to be coming up with that video of Spurs really hitting Liverpool and joining them with with the result of Arsenal, because I never came out and always gave you my reaction to that. So I'm here to call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Bryan Mbeumo, one of those players that Arsenal is looking at, but they are postponing their urge or their charge to sign him from the January transfer window and extending it or protracting it to the summer transfer window. Do you think Arsenal have gone ahead to obviously make a wise decision for this? All that and more into the comment section below. And Rokani David remains my name. Bryan Mbeumo, 25 years of age, Cameroon international. He has so far scored 13 goals and he has 3 assists into this season. Looks like he's the heart of Brentford into this season, and they are willing to obviously move further and further and further and further with him. And they are also not willing to sell him in the transfer window. But what would the plan be? And talk about the 2 signings of Spurs that we've gone ahead obviously dissect this morning and what your thoughts about them. Rokani David is my name. See you when you see me. I sign out, but it's a Thursday and we all know to eat that football is returning on the weekend and it's gonna be FA Cup, not the Premier League. Bye bye.